The vast emptiness of space was suddenly filled with an awe-inspiring sight. Thousands of alien ships, each larger than Earth's biggest cities, appeared near the moon. Their sleek metallic bodies gleamed in the sunlight, a testament to advanced technology beyond human understanding. This was the Zarkonian Armada, the most feared force in the known universe. Admiral Kharlov stood on the bridge of his flagship, his tentacles twitching with anticipation. He had conquered 100 worlds, but Earth would be his crowning achievement. The Admiral's large, multifaceted eyes blinked as he surveyed the small blue planet before him. "Status report," he growled to his second-in-command. Lieutenant Vexora saluted with her upper limbs. "My lord, our scanners have detected the Earth's defenses. They are surprisingly small." Sarlot's mouthparts clicked in amusement. "Show me," he ordered. A holographic display flickered to life, revealing Earth's defensive fleet. The alien crew burst into laughter. Compared to their massive armada, Earth's ships looked like toys. There were only a few hundred of them, arranged in a defensive formation around the planet. "This is their entire defense." Hexar Loft chuckled. "I've seen more impressive fleets protecting trade routes." The bridge erupted in more laughter. Some officers were doubled over, their exoskeletons shaking with mirth. Others pointed at the display, mocking the tiny Earth ships. Vexora, always the cautious one, spoke up. "My lord, should we not be concerned? The Earthlings must have some strategy. No race would face us with such a small force unless they're fools." Karloff interrupted. "These humans are known for their stubbornness. They probably think their bravery will save them." He waved a tentacle dismissively. "Prepare the first wave. Let's show these primitives what real power looks like." As the Zarkonian fleet began to move, activity on Earth reached a fever pitch. In the United Nations Space Command Center, buried deep beneath the Rocky Mountains, General Sarah Chen paced back and forth. Holographic screens surrounded her, each showing a different part of Earth's defenses. "Status report," she barked, echoing the alien admiral without knowing it. Colonel Amit Patel, her right-hand man, quickly responded. "All ships are in position, General. The lunar base is fully armed and ready. Ground-based ion cannons are charged and awaiting your command." Chen nodded, her face a mask of determination. "And Project Prometheus?" Patel's eyes gleamed. "Online and operational, ma'am. The aliens won't know what hit them." For the first time in days, Chen allowed herself a small smile. "Good. Let them come. We're as ready as we'll ever be." Back in space, the first wave of Zarkonian ships moved towards Earth. Their weapons, capable of cracking planets, hummed with energy. Admiral Xarloth watched with satisfaction as his fleet approached the puny human defenses. "My lord," Vexora reported, "the Earth ships are not retreating. They're holding their position." Xarloth's tentacles curled in derision. "Of course they are. These humans are either very brave or very stupid. Probably both." He raised his voice, addressing the entire bridge. "Let this be a lesson to all who would defy the Zarkonian Empire. Watch as we crush these insignificant humans with ease." The alien crew cheered, their victory seemingly assured. Little did they know that the small fleet they mocked was merely the tip of the iceberg. Deep in secret bases around the world, hidden weapons waited to be unleashed. In orbiting stealth satellites, targeting systems locked onto the alien ships. And in the White House Situation Room, the President of the United States took a deep breath and gave a simple order: "Execute Operation Thunderbolt." As the words left her mouth, the seemingly outmatched human fleet sprang into action. The trap was set, and the overconfident aliens were about to learn a harsh lesson about underestimating humanity. The galactic standoff had begun, and the fate of Earth hung in the balance. But the aliens were about to discover that size isn't everything, and that humans had a few tricks up their sleeves that would turn the tide of this invasion in ways no one could have predicted. The space between Earth and its moon erupted in a dazzling display of weapons fire. Zarkonian ships, each the size of a small country, unleashed salvos of energy beams and plasma torpedoes. The human fleet, vastly outnumbered, seemed to dance between the attacks, their smaller size allowing for greater maneuverability. Admiral Xarloth watched the battle unfold, his initial amusement turning to frustration. "Why haven't we destroyed them yet?" he bellowed, his tentacles lashing about angrily. Lieutenant Vexora studied her instruments, her compound eyes widening in surprise. "My lord, the Earth ships. They're evading our attacks with unprecedented skill. Their movements are too precise to be automated. They must have pilots of extraordinary ability." Xarloth scoffed. "Impossible. No organic life form could react that quickly. Scan those ships. I want to know what we're dealing with." As Vexora carried out the Admiral's orders, the battle continued to rage. Human ships darted between the lumbering alien vessels, landing pinpoint strikes on vulnerable areas. Explosions blossomed across the hulls of several Zarkonian ships, much to the aliens' shock. Back on Earth, in the underground command center, General Sarah Chen watched the holographic battle display with intense focus. "Status report," she demanded. Colonel Patel's fingers flew over his console. "The Zarkonians are taking damage, ma'am. Our pilots are outmaneuvering them at every turn." "But," he hesitated. "Speak freely, Colonel," Chen urged. Patel nodded grimly. "We're losing ships too. The alien weapons are incredibly powerful. We can't keep this up forever." Chen's jaw tightened. "We don't need forever. We just need to hold out long enough for Phase 2. Are the ground teams ready?" "Yes, Mom. Special forces are in position worldwide, waiting for your signal." In orbit, aboard the Zarkonian flagship, Admiral Xarloth received the scan results from Vexora. His eyes widened in disbelief as he processed the information. This can't be right," he muttered. "The ships are piloted by humans." Vexora confirmed the findings. "Yes, my lord. Each Earth vessel contains a small crew of humans. They appear to be working in perfect coordination, achieving reaction times that rival our best AI systems." Xarloth's tentacles writhed in agitation. "But how? These humans are primitive. They've barely left their own solar system. How could they possibly match our technology?" As if in answer to his question, a massive energy surge erupted from Earth's surface. Dozens of ion beams lanced out from hidden ground installations, striking the Zarkonian fleet with pinpoint accuracy. Several alien ships, caught off guard, exploded in brilliant fireballs. "Impossible," Xarloth roared. "They shouldn't have weapons of that caliber." On Earth, General Chen allowed herself a small smile as she watched the ion cannons do their work. "Now," she said quietly, "let's show them what humans are really capable of." She pressed a button on her console, sending a coded signal to Special Forces teams around the globe. In secret bases and hidden bunkers, elite soldiers donned advanced exosuits, each one a marvel of human engineering and alien reverse engineering. As the suits powered up, the soldiers felt superhuman strength course through their bodies. Enhanced neural links connected them directly to their weapons and equipment, allowing for reaction times that seemed impossible. Colonel Patel watched in awe as the first teams launched from Earth, their suits allowing them to fly directly into space. "My God," he whispered. "It actually worked." General Chen nodded, her eyes never leaving the battle display. "Humans have always been at their best when facing impossible odds," she said. "We've taken the best of our enemy's technology and improved upon it. Now let's put it to the test." In space, Admiral Xarloth watched in growing horror as new blips appeared on his tactical display. Hundreds of small, fast-moving objects were emerging from Earth's atmosphere, heading straight for his fleet. "What now?" he growled. Vexora's voice trembled as she replied, "My lord, they appear to be humans. Humans flying through space without ships." Sarloth's mouth gaped open in shock. For the first time in his long, victorious career, he felt a twinge of fear. These humans, these supposedly primitive beings, were full of surprises. And as he watched the space-suited human warriors close in on his fleet, Admiral Sarloth realized that this battle, and perhaps the entire invasion, was about to take an unexpected turn. The true test of human ingenuity and leadership was about to begin, and the galaxy would never be the same. As the space-suited human warriors closed in on the Zarkonian fleet, Admiral Sarloth felt a mixture of fear and curiosity. These humans had proven far more capable than he had ever imagined. Perhaps, he thought, it was time for a different approach. "Lieutenant Vexora," he said, his voice uncharacteristically quiet, opened a communication channel to the human leaders. Vexora looked surprised but quickly complied. "Channel open, my lord." Sarloth cleared his throat, his tentacles twitching nervously. "Attention, human leaders. This is Admiral Sarloth of the Zarkonian Empire. We request a parley." In the underground command center on Earth, General Sarah Chen raised an eyebrow at the unexpected message. She glanced at Colonel Patel, who shrugged. "Should we respond, ma'am?" Patel asked. Chen nodded slowly. "Let's hear what they have to say, but keep our forces on high alert." She pressed a button on her console. "This is General Chen of Earth's United Defense Force. We're listening, Admiral." Sarloth's image appeared on the main screen, his alien features a mix of frustration and grudging respect. "General Chen, your species has surprised us. We underestimated your capabilities. Perhaps we can come to an arrangement." Chen's eyes narrowed. "An arrangement? You came here to conquer our world, Admiral. What kind of arrangement did you have in mind?" Sarloth's tentacles waved in what might have been a placating gesture. "A simple misunderstanding, I assure you. We merely wish to assess your civilization's potential. Clearly, you are more advanced than we realized. We propose a trade of technology and knowledge." As the Admiral spoke, Chen noticed movement behind him. Zarkonian ships were slowly maneuvering, trying to encircle Earth's defenses. She frowned, realizing the alien's words were just a distraction. "I'm afraid we're not interested in your offer, Admiral," Chen said coldly. "Your actions speak louder than your words. All units, defensive formation Delta." Sarloth's eyes widened in surprise, then narrowed in anger. "You dare reject our generous offer? You leave us no choice but to." Chen cut the transmission, turning to her team. "They're trying to buy time to reposition their fleet. Clever, but not clever enough." Outside, in the cold vacuum of space, the human space-suited warriors reacted instantly to Chen's command. They formed intricate patterns, using their advanced suits to create energy shields that interlocked, forming a protective barrier around Earth's fleet. Admiral Sarloth, his ruse discovered, roared in frustration. "Enough of these games. All ships, full attack. Crush these impudent humans." The space around Earth erupted once more into chaos. Zarkonian ships fired massive energy beams, each capable of vaporizing a city. But the human warriors, working in perfect synchronization, used their interlocked shields to deflect and absorb the attacks. On Earth, in capitals around the world, political leaders watched the battle with a mixture of awe and fear. The President of the United States turned to her advisors. "Is there anything else we can do to support our forces?" The Secretary of Defense nodded grimly. "We have one more card to play, Madam President, but it's risky." In space, Colonel Amit Patel's voice crackled over the comm system. "General Chen, the Zarkonians are pushing hard. Our shields are holding, but we're taking damage. We need to strike back." Chen's mind raced, considering their options. "Colonel, it's time. Activate Project Prometheus." Patel's eyes widened. "Are you sure, ma'am? It's never been tested in actual combat." "We're out of options, Colonel. Do it." As Paddle relayed the orders, something strange began to happen. The moon, Earth's constant companion, started to change. Huge sections of its surface began to shift and transform. Admiral Karloff, watching from his flagship, couldn't believe his eyes. "What trickery is this?" he demanded. Lieutenant Vexora, her voice trembling, replied, "My lord, the moon. It's not a moon. It's a machine." The truth dawned on the Zarkonians too late. The moon, or rather the massive space station disguised as a moon, began to unfold. Enormous energy cannons emerged from craters, while swarms of smaller craft poured out from hidden hangars. General Chen's voice echoed across all frequencies. "Admiral Tarloff, you came to our world uninvited, threatened our people, and rejected our attempt at peace. Now witness the true extent of human ingenuity and determination. This is our home, and we will defend it at all costs." As Project Prometheus came fully online, the tide of battle shifted dramatically. The Zarkonian fleet, caught between Earth's defenders and the moon-sized battle station, found itself in a desperate fight for survival. The revelation of Project Prometheus, Earth's moon transformed into a massive battle station, had caught the Zarkonian fleet completely off guard. Admiral Xarloff stared in disbelief as the lunar surface continued to shift and change, revealing an arsenal that dwarfed even his mighty armada. "Impossible," he muttered, his tentacles writhing in agitation. "Lieutenant Vexora, status report." Vexora's claws danced across her console, her compound eyes widening with each new piece of data. "My lord, the humans have weapons we've never seen before. Energy readings are off the charts. Our shields, they may not hold against this level of firepower." Sarloff's facial tendrils flared in anger. "We are the Zarkonian Empire. We do not retreat." He turned to his communications officer. "Order all ships to attack Formation Gamma 9. We'll show these humans the true might of our fleet." As the Zarkonian ships began to reposition, General Sarah Chen watched from Earth's command center with a mixture of anticipation and concern. "Colonel Patel, are all systems on Prometheus online?" Patel nodded, his fingers flying over his holographic interface. "Yes, ma'am. All weapons are charged and ready. Defensive shields are at maximum power." Chen took a deep breath. "Then let's end this. All units, engage at will. Show them what humanity is capable of." The space between Earth and its transformed moon erupted into a spectacular light show as both sides unleashed their full arsenal. Zarkonian energy beams lanced out, only to be met by shimmering force fields projected by the human space-suited warriors. From Prometheus, massive ion cannons fired, each shot powerful enough to cripple even the largest alien vessels. Earth's smaller ships darted between the lumbering Zarkonian cruisers, their advanced targeting systems allowing them to strike with surgical precision. Explosions blossomed across the alien fleet as human missiles found their marks, exploiting weaknesses that the overconfident Zarkonians had never thought to protect. Admiral Xarloff watched in horror as ship after ship in his fleet went dark. "How?" he roared. "How are they doing this?" Vexora, her voice trembling, replied, "My lord, the humans, they're not just strong. They're smart. They're targeting our power cores, our shield generators. It's like they know our ships better than we do." On Earth, in a hidden facility deep beneath the Rocky Mountains, a team of scientists and engineers watched the battle unfold on their screens. Dr. Elena Rodriguez, the lead researcher of Project Insight, allowed herself a small smile. "It's working," she said to her team. "The predictive AI is giving our forces the edge they need." Her colleague, Dr. Hiroshi Tanaka, nodded in agreement. Years of analyzing alien technology, countless simulations, all leading to this moment. We're not just matching their technology. We're outsmarting it. Back in space, the tide of battle had clearly turned. The once mighty Zarkonian fleet was in disarray, their formations broken, their ships either destroyed or desperately trying to retreat. But the humans, remembering the aliens' initial arrogance and brutality, showed no mercy. General Chen's voice crackled over the comms. Push the advantage. Don't let them regroup. From Prometheus, a new weapon came online. A massive gravitational pulse erupted from the station, catching dozens of Zarkonian ships in its field. The alien vessels, suddenly weightless, collided with each other in a cascade of destruction. Admiral Tarlov, watching his fleet crumble around him, finally made the decision he had never faced in his long, victorious career. All ships, he said, his voice heavy with defeat. Retreat. Full emergency warp. Get us out of this system. But even as the order was given, human ships moved to intercept. The space-suited warriors, using their advanced propulsion systems, latched onto the fleeing Zarkonian vessels, disabling their warp drives with precision strikes. In Earth's command center, Colonel Patel turned to General Chen with a look of amazement. "Ma'am, we've done it. The Zarkonian fleet is neutralized. We've won." Chen allowed herself a small smile, but her eyes remained fixed on the tactical display. "Not yet, Colonel. Not until we're sure they can never threaten Earth again." She opened a channel to all human forces. "This is General Chen. Well done, everyone. But stay alert. We're not finished until every last Zarkonian ship is either captured or destroyed." As the last pockets of resistance were mopped up, the true scale of humanity's victory became clear. Against all odds, facing a technologically superior enemy, humans had not only held their ground but emerged triumphant. The battle was won, but as General Chen knew, the war for humanity's place in the galaxy was only just beginning. As the dust settled from the intense space battle, the true extent of human ingenuity began to reveal itself. Admiral Xarlov, now a prisoner aboard Prometheus, watched in stunned silence as he was led through the massive space station. "Impossible," he muttered, his tentacles twitching nervously. "How did you hide this from us?" General Sarah Chen, walking beside him, allowed herself a small smile. "It's amazing what humans can do when we work together, Admiral. Let me show you how we did it." They entered a vast chamber filled with holographic displays and bustling with activity. Scientists and engineers from every corner of Earth worked side by side, their diverse backgrounds coming together in a symphony of innovation. Dr. Elena Rodriguez approached, her eyes gleaming with pride. "General, the Admiral is just in time. We're about to test the reverse-engineered warp drive." Zarlov's compound eyes widened in disbelief. "Reverse-engineered? But how? Our technology is centuries ahead of yours." Dr. Hiroshi Tanaka joined them, holding a small device. "Not anymore. Admiral, your arrogance was your downfall. Every piece of technology you used against us, we studied. Every weapon you fired, we analyzed. And then we improved upon them." In the center of the chamber, a prototype ship hummed to life. Its sleek design was clearly influenced by Zarkonian technology, but with distinctly human touches. As they watched, the ship shimmered and disappeared, only to reappear moments later on the other side of the room. "Short-range warp jump," Chen explained to the astonished Xarlov. "And that's just the beginning." The tour continued, showcasing one breakthrough after another. They passed by labs where scientists were unraveling the secrets of Zarkonian energy weapons, improving their efficiency beyond what the aliens had thought possible. In another section, engineers were refining the spacesuits that had proven so effective in battle, making them even more responsive and powerful. But it wasn't just military technology that was advancing. In a medical bay, Dr. Aisha Mbeki demonstrated how they had adapted Zarkonian healing technology to cure diseases that had plagued humanity for centuries. "You see, Admiral," Chen said, "we didn't just prepare for war. We prepared to leap forward as a species." Zarlov, his earlier arrogance completely deflated, could only shake his head in wonder. "But why? Why go to such lengths?" Chen's expression turned serious. "Because we had to. Your empire threatened our very existence. We knew we couldn't match you ship for ship, weapon for weapon. So we had to be smarter, more creative, more innovative. They reached a final chamber, where a massive holographic display showed the Milky Way galaxy. Scattered throughout were pulsing lights representing Zarkonian colonies and outposts. "This," Chen said, "is perhaps our greatest achievement." She nodded to a technician, who pressed a series of buttons. Suddenly, the holographic stars shifted. New paths appeared, connecting Earth to various points across the galaxy. "A network of wormholes," Dr. Rodriguez explained. "Stable, controllable, and far more efficient than your warp drives. We can now reach any point in the galaxy in a matter of hours." Sarloff stumbled back, overwhelmed. "With this, you could conquer the entire galaxy." Chen shook her head. "That's where you're wrong, Admiral. We don't want to conquer. We want to explore, to learn, to grow. This technology isn't a weapon. It's a bridge." As if to emphasize her point, the communication alert chimed. On the main screen, faces appeared. Not human, but clearly alien. Representatives from a dozen different species, all looking at Earth with a mixture of awe and hope. "You see," Chen said to Xarloff, "while you were focused on conquering us, we were reaching out to the rest of the galaxy. Making allies, sharing knowledge. Your invasion didn't just unite humanity, it united the galaxy against tyranny." Xarloff, for the first time in his long life, felt a sense of shame. What happens now?" Chen's expression softened slightly. "Now, Admiral, you have a choice. Your empire can continue down its path of conquest and face a united galactic alliance, or you can join us. Learn from us as we've learned from you. Help us build a better future for all species." As Karloff contemplated this unexpected offer, alarms suddenly blared throughout the station. Chen rushed to a console, her face grim. "It seems," she said, turning back to Xarloff, "that not everyone in your empire shares your newfound wisdom. We're picking up a massive fleet entering the solar system. Looks like the real test of human ingenuity is about to begin." Alarms blared throughout Prometheus as the massive Zarkonian reinforcement fleet entered the solar system. General Sarah Chen raced back to the command center, her mind already formulating strategies. Behind her, a conflicted Admiral Xarloff followed, unsure of his place in the unfolding drama. "Status report," Chen barked as she entered the bustling control room. Colonel Amit Patel's fingers flew over his holographic console. "Ma'am, we're detecting over 5,000 Zarkonian ships entering the system. It's the entire Imperial fleet." Chen's jaw tightened. "They're throwing everything at us." "Seems your empire doesn't take defeat lightly, Admiral," she said, glancing at Xarloff. The alien commander's tentacles writhed nervously. "This is Supreme Commander Zarkon himself. He won't stop until Earth is destroyed." "Well," Chen replied, her voice steel, "he's welcome to try." Across Earth, humanity sprang into action. The lessons learned from the first battle were put into practice as defense systems powered up. Prometheus, still disguised as Earth's moon, began to shift once more, revealing new weapons and defenses. In the hidden facility beneath the Rocky Mountains, Dr. Elena Rodriguez and her team worked feverishly. "The wormhole network is operational," she reported over the comm. "All allied species are standing by, ready to assist." Chen nodded. "Good. Let's show the Zarkonians what a united galaxy can do." As the Imperial fleet approached, a message boomed across all frequencies. Supreme Commander Zarkon's voice, filled with rage and contempt, echoed through space. "Pitiful humans, your victory was a fluke. Surrender now, and we may spare your world from total annihilation." Chen's response was swift and resolute. "This is General Chen of Earth. We do not surrender to bullies or tyrants. You're not just facing humanity now. You're facing a galaxy that's tired of your oppression." With that, she gave the signal. Suddenly, wormholes burst open all around the Zarkonian fleet. Ships of various designs, representing a dozen different alien races, poured through, the Imperial fleet found itself surrounded. Supreme Commander Zarkon, watching from his flagship, roared in disbelief. Impossible. How dare these lesser races stand against us? The space around Earth erupted into a massive battle. Zarkonian ships, powerful as they were, found themselves overwhelmed by the combined forces of Earth and its new allies. Human ingenuity shone as their advanced weapons and tactics, born from the crucible of the first invasion, proved devastatingly effective. From Prometheus, General Chen coordinated the defense. Group Alpha, target their command ships. Beta Squadron, take out their supply lines. Dr. Rodriguez, activate the gravity disruptors. Across the battlefield, Zarkonian ships suddenly found themselves without artificial gravity. Crews floated helplessly, unable to operate their vessels effectively. Human ships, equipped with reverse-engineered Zarkonian technology, swooped in to disable the floating behemoths. Admiral Xarloth watched in awe as his people's mighty armada was systematically dismantled. I never imagined this was possible," he muttered. Chen turned to him, her eyes blazing with determination. "This is the power of unity, Admiral. This is what happens when species work together instead of trying to conquer each other." As the battle raged on, Supreme Commander Zarkon grew increasingly desperate. "Prepare the planet killer," he bellowed to his crew. "If we can't have Earth, no one will." A massive weapon, capable of shattering planets, began to charge on the Zarkonian flagship. But the humans were prepared for this too. "Now, Dr. Tanaka," Chen ordered. From Earth's surface, a beam of energy shot up, enveloping the planet in a shimmering shield. When the Zarkonian planet killer fired, its devastating beam simply dissipated against the shield, harmless as a light breeze. "Impossible," Zarkon screamed. "What is this trickery?" Chen's voice came over the comm once more. "Not trickery, Commander. Science. Understanding. Cooperation. Everything you and your empire have rejected." With their ultimate weapon neutralized and their fleet in tatters, the remaining Zarkonian ships began to retreat. Victory cheers erupted across the human and allied fleets. But Chen wasn't celebrating yet. "Don't let them escape," she ordered. "Capture as many as you can. It's time the Zarkonian people learned the truth about their empire." As allied ships moved to intercept the fleeing Zarkonians, Admiral Xarloth turned to Chen. "General," he said, his voice heavy with realization, I want to help. My people need to know there's another way." Chen nodded, a small smile on her face. "That, Admiral, is the first step towards real change." As the last of the Zarkonian ships were rounded up, the solar system fell quiet once more. Earth had not only survived, but had ushered in a new era of galactic cooperation. The universe would never be the same again. 1 year had passed since the great battle that had shaken the foundations of the galaxy. The Earth, once a small blue dot on the edge of the Milky Way, had become the center of a new galactic civilization. The place where this transformation was most visible was the newly constructed Galactic Council Chamber, built on the now terraformed surface of Earth's moon. General Sarah Chen, dressed in formal diplomatic attire, stood at the entrance of the massive dome-shaped building. Beside her was Admiral Xarloth, no longer a prisoner, but a respected advisor and bridge between cultures. "Are you ready for this, Admiral?" Chen asked, a hint of a smile on her face. Xarloth's tentacles twitched nervously. "As ready as I'll ever be, General. I never thought I'd see the day when Zarkonians would sit as equals with other species." They entered the chamber, a grand circular room filled with representatives from hundreds of alien races. Some were familiar allies who had fought alongside Earth in the final battle. Others were former subjects of the Zarkonian Empire, now free to chart their own destiny. And there, in a section that drew many curious glances, sat a delegation of Zarkonians, led by none other than the former Supreme Commander Zarkon himself. As Chen took her place at the central podium, a hush fell over the assembly. She looked out at the sea of diverse faces, some humanoid, others utterly alien. and felt the weight of the moment. "Representatives of the galaxy," she began, her voice carrying to every corner of the chamber. "1 year ago, we faced extinction. The Zarkonian Empire threatened not just Earth, but the freedom of every species. But in our darkest hour, we discovered something powerful: unity." Murmurs of agreement rippled through the crowd. Chen continued, "We learned that our differences are not weaknesses, but strengths. Each of us brings unique perspectives, technologies, and abilities. Together, we are far greater than the sum of our parts." She gestured to a group of human scientists seated nearby. "Thanks to the brilliant minds of Earth and our alien allies, we have made unprecedented advancements. The wormhole network now connects every corner of the galaxy. Diseases that once plagued our worlds are being eradicated. Clean energy powers our cities and ships." Chen's gaze fell on the Zarkonian delegation. "And to those who were once our enemies, we extend not just forgiveness, but partnership. The Zarkonian people have much to offer the galaxy, once freed from the shackles of imperial ambition." Zarkon, his once proud posture now humble, nodded in acknowledgement. The change in him was a testament to the power of understanding and cooperation. "But our work is not done," Chen declared, her voice growing stronger. "There are still threats out there: hostile species, natural disasters, the unknown dangers of deep space. That is why today we formalize the United Galactic Alliance." With a gesture, she activated a holographic display in the center of the chamber. A new emblem appeared, combining elements from hundreds of cultures into a harmonious whole. "This alliance," Chen explained, "is not built on conquest or fear, but on mutual respect and a shared vision for the future. Each member world will maintain its autonomy, but together we will face the challenges of the cosmos." As Chen spoke, the chamber came alive with excited chatter. Representatives from various species began to stand, signaling their approval. Even the Zarkonians, after a moment's hesitation, rose to their feet. "We have proven that unity can overcome even the greatest of threats," Chen continued. "Now, let us turn that unity towards exploration, discovery, and growth. The galaxy is vast, and there is so much we have yet to learn." She paused, looking out at the assembled representatives. "In the past, humans dreamed of reaching the stars. Now, we invite the stars to join hands with us. Together, there is no challenge we cannot overcome, no frontier we cannot explore." As Chen finished her speech, the chamber erupted in applause. Species that had once been bitter enemies were now cheering side by side. Admiral Tarloth, watching from the side, felt a sense of awe at the transformation. "You were right, General," he said as Chen stepped down from the podium. "There is another way, a better way." Chen smiled, placing a hand on the Admiral's shoulder. "This is just the beginning, my friend. The real adventure starts now." As the newly formed United Galactic Alliance began its first official session, a sense of hope and excitement filled the air. The ridicule that had once greeted Earth's tiny army was long forgotten. In its place was respect, admiration, and the promise of a brighter future for all species. The stars, once distant and cold, now seemed to shine with new warmth. Humanity had not just secured its place in the cosmos, it had helped reshape the very fabric of galactic society. And as the first decisions of the new alliance were made, one thing became clear: the greatest adventures of the human race were just beginning.